Good morning and welcome to the sign-off show for May 21st. I'm Izzy Volpe and I'm joined by Alex Dreyer.
Today on the show, with reporter Samantha Reedy-Platt and editor Hayden Conger, we'll take a look at the plans for the new Colfax skate park and the impact that it'll have on the community.
We'll see how a Colfax staff member is proving that there's more than what meets the eye as he shares his passion for printmaking.
And we'll take a look back on all of the incredible memories that CTV has had the opportunity to capture this year.
Welcome to the show. For students of all ages, skateboarding provides an outlet in which they can develop their passions and meet new people.
The Colfax skate park, set to be completed in the spring of 2025, will be a space for students to do just that.
Reporter and camera op team Samantha Reedy-Platt and Hayden Conger sought to find exactly how the skate park will impact our community.
Hi, I'm Samantha Reedy-Platt, currently standing at the Colfax ballpark. Now, behind me, it might look like an empty lot, but soon enough, this lot is going to be transformed into an interactive skate park and just one more place the Colfax community will have to share.
The Colfax skate park project began 9 years ago. At the time, project lead Ty Connors was working for the Colfax Sheriff Department and began receiving complaints about kids riding their skateboards and bikes on the sidewalk.
Knowing Colfax, there's just not a lot of areas for kids to do that type of activity. Plus, the streets aren't in the best conditions. And so I kind of looked into it as far as what we do to kind of help out the youth. And so that's what kind of started this project.
By collaborating with the Colfax Green Machine, a local nonprofit organization, Connors and his team hope to create a space for students and the community to explore their passions.
So again, just kind of giving a place, obviously with roads and the way that things are up here in Colfax and the limited resources for kids to do it, it's just going to really give a safe environment for them.
Like many, Colfax student Hudson McDonnell has a passion for skateboarding and believes that the Colfax skate park will have a big impact on the community.
It'll bring the community a lot closer by giving all these kids a place where they can have fun and be comfortable and express themselves, and yeah.
Skateboarding has provided kids of all ages an outlet and an opportunity to try new things.
Probably it's really creative and I can kind of do it whenever I want. There's no practices or anything.
The design of the skate park includes challenging obstacles and spaces that will nurture learning and encourage new friendships.
A design of it, and it was like a keyhole feature where it goes up and over this. There's a quarter pipe, and it looked really fun, but also that it's probably the closest skate park to my house now.
Before construction can begin, the Colfax Green Machine is seeking additional funding for the project.
It's a lot of money to raise, and also just maybe you can't give money, but showing support, and then knowing that people are going to use it and they come out and show their support to these agencies when they give out grants and stuff like that. They like to see what kind of community support there is.
The Colfax skate park is currently entering the design development phase, and the park is set to be completed in the spring of 2025.
Part of this project, I think, goes to show the resiliency of this community too, and a project that's taken 9 years in the making to get to this point. It really goes to show that you got to stay committed.
It's clear that the Colfax skate park will have a tremendous impact on this town that we call home. The Colfax Green Machine is now looking for the support from the members of this community to get the project through the finish line. On behalf of CTV and the Colfax Skate Park, I'm Samantha Reedy-Platt.
Wow, I can't wait to see the final product, and I know it's going to be amazing.
I know. Speaking on behalf of Passions, I recently had the opportunity to follow Colfax's very own Brian Alvarez and see how he is sharing his love for printmaking with Colfax students.
Reporter Izzy Volpe with editor Kaylin Day have this story.
The people you see on a daily basis aren't always who you think they are. Colfax High School's custodian, Brian Alvarez, is proof that there is more to us than meets the eye.
Like handmade, hand-torn paper, whereas this is just like out of a notebook, basically, you know?
Mr. Alvarez doesn't just work as a custodian. Outside of his normal job, he does that which brings him peace and joy, creating artwork.
One way that art has impacted my life is, it's brought me here today. It's helped me stay connected to a lot of the people I care about in my life. Like I said before, it's something that I do for people and for my connection and to build that bond with people. And a lot of times it's not what I create. I don't really have like this huge interest in what it is that I'm making, but it's like who I'm making it for. And that's where the inspiration comes from, and that's where the passion and the beauty comes from, is like that connection with the human side of it when somebody's receiving that gift, that creation,
While being a father and working a full-time job, Mr. Alvarez shows students that life offers endless possibilities in addition to the course they may set for themselves.
Moving forward, I think things like what I'm doing today and just kind of showing students, that there can be a world outside of your work life, that's totally different, is, important to me, that, I share that with people, that art doesn't have to necessarily be your career or your moneymaker, or but you can do that alongside another job that feels important to you. So that's why I do it. You can't like roll it like different ways, because then it just blends it.
Not only does Mr. Alvarez inspire students, but he also shares how creating art is something you can take further into life.
One piece of advice that I would give as an artist who's tried to juggle it all, but also kind of been afraid to take the jump, is just talk to people and meet as many people as you can. And if it's something you're interested in and you find somebody else out there that's doing it and you love it, talk to them, reach out to them, do what you can to build that community around that passion so that you continue to do it in your life.
It was a wonderful surprise to discover that Mr. Alvarez was more than just a custodian we see on campus, and I'm sure there are many more out there just like him. It was my pleasure to meet Mr. Brian Alvarez and introduce him to you. With camera op and editor Kaylin Day, I'm reporter Izzy Volpe signing off for CTV. For the past 10 months, CTV has had the privilege to tell your story, whether it was off the desk or via CTV Rush.
There have been countless moments to remember this school year. Our sports teams made history, extracurriculars thrived, and we were each challenged to maximize our potential through academics.
In our final piece of the year, we'll take a look back on the memories we don't want to forget.
The 2023-2024 school year was the year that we honored the nest, honored our community, and honored the school that we call home, Colfax High School. This school year brought ups and downs, but as Falcons, as a community, we were able to tackle our problems and fulfill our goals as one.
The year began as we welcomed a new group of Falcons to the nest. The class of 2027 was met with a great deal of change as they began to transition into a new learning environment. But as the year unfolded, they began to build what will soon be their legacy at Colfax.
Students were not the only new faces on campus when the year began. As our Broadcasting One shared the stories of our new staff members on campus, we were able to connect with the very people that make Colfax so special.
Soon after the term began, Colfax entered one of the most anticipated weeks of the year, homecoming. We danced together, laughed together, sang together, and ended the week together not only with stronger bonds and friendships, but feeling excited for the year to come.
With 5 PVL titles, Falcon Athletics thrived. All 20 sports teams entered the year with huge goals, many of which were achieved. But by the time that final whistle blew or that final step over the finish line was made, athletics had become a place to connect and to meet new people, all while competing at a high level.
In the fall, we witnessed the historic first season of our girls' flag football team. After battling hard all season and bringing home the PVL banner, the girls paved the way for another new legacy at Colfax High School.
Our cross-country program continued its winning tradition by earning both a PVL and section banner and placed the highest ever at the CIF State Cross Country Championship.
In the winter, our girls basketball team made another historic playoff run, being crowned Division II NorCal champs for the second year in a row, while our girls soccer team made it a three-peat, coming out of the season as Division III section champs.
Whether it was on the slopes, on the field, or on the court, our Colfax athletes brought honor to the nest through the selflessness and sportsmanship that they demonstrated throughout the year.
Our Performing Arts Department provides students with an outlet from school and the opportunity to showcase their talent. The IB art class put on their annual art show, and the Colfax Drama Club put on 2 incredible productions, Clue and Little Shop of Horrors. In addition to their fall, winter, and spring concerts, the Colfax Chamber Choir would once again travel to Anaheim to compete in the Heritage Musical Festival, where they were awarded their 25th gold medal and the Adjudicator Award for Best High School Choir.
Academically, 2024 saw the beginning of 2 new classes on campus. Colfax students immersed themselves in nature and learned about their environment in Miss Redding's Wildlife, Forestry, and Fisheries class. And in Miss Mitchum's New Rise class, students learn life skills that will prepare them for the future while completing college credit at the same time.
Extracurriculars soared, with 3 new clubs added to the 16 clubs already on campus. From Model UN to Fashion Club, students had the opportunity to discover their passions and connect with new groups of like-minded people.
In the spring, we saw multiple ways our students got involved in their community. Whether it was coaching youth flag football teams or volunteering at local events, high school students honored the nest through their community service.
In our Engineering, Design, and Development class, we saw students Nate Reinhardt and Logan Tabbitt using facilities at Colfax to take their passions of mechanics and carpentry outside of school.
CTV shined a light on local Colfax businesses by featuring the Wrecking Crew Bakery, Snapdragon Provisions, and Pizza ILO in the Return of the Around Town segment.
All year, our leadership class worked tirelessly to create and put on events for the school that would embody Colfax's values of serving, celebrating, supporting, and respecting to connect our entire Colfax community.
Whether it was competing in the karaoke competition, battling in LARP's fight to the death, or throwing ourselves through the obstacle course, this year the connection within our Colfax community was more resilient and visible than ever.
As the year comes to an end and we say goodbye to the class of 2024, we must all think about the legacy we want to leave behind. We must carry on the passion, the love, the fight, and the resiliency of our senior class and inspire the next group of Falcons to do the same. But one thing's for sure. The honor we brought to the nest this school year will be remembered forever.
Thank you for such an amazing year. It's been an honor and a privilege to report on our campus's successes and accomplishments.
Best of luck to our fellow seniors as you embark on your next adventure.
Before we leave, we'd like to give a big shout out to the entire CTV team who recently swept the competition at the Fame Awards, winning first, second, and third in 2 different categories.
Yeah, I know how hard we all worked, and this is truly a reflection of CTV's dedication to producing quality work.
Signing off for the final time, I'm Izzy Volpe.
And I'm Alex Dreyer.
We're CTV! Have a great summer, Colfax.